Ah, Elden Ring Nightreign. What a game. You get in, you press play, you choose the boss you want to kill, you pick the character you want to play as, you press the button to skip and it doesn't even fucking skip because your teammates don't want to fucking skip the cutscene. Hey everyone, Andy here. It's been a while, I know, but you come here often? Because I'm back in the game. We're making videos again and yeah, sit back, relax and hope you all enjoy it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Whenever you load into a game, it starts on day one. There are 3 days total, with each day you're trying to get the best loot you can, at all the camps, everything like that, going around killing the bosses. The best strat to begin with is you drop off just at a little camp. Work killing those enemies and you get enough runes for about 4,000, just enough to level up once to level 2. Then once you've done that, the next thing you want to do is you want to find a nice, easy-ish camp, like a little building like one of the castles or the churches, anything like that, for you to go and find another easy boss to kill and get some runes. Each camp has got a little icon, icons meaning that's the type of element that the weapons will give, or the type of enemies that you'll fight. For example, this one I'm fighting is the sleep area, the sleep ruins, and this is a boss that will drop a sleep weapon, and there's like sleep traps around, things like that, so that is unique to this kind of sleep area. What you're seeing now is because I've killed the boss, I have the option of either a dormant power, like a passive ability that I have during the rest of the run, or a weapon. And some of these have good attributes, like for example, this one that I picked is a bleed and sleep weapon, so that's 2 status effects that it builds up whilst I'm attacking, so that is why I chose that one. Now, this next play we're doing is a little bit ballsy, a little bit big bald play, okay? So, the castle, the area in the middle, that is quite a difficult area. It's usually somewhere that you want to go during your second day, but we're only level 3 and we're deciding to do it on our first day. You can get lucky and have either Crucible Knights or Banished Knights as the enemy type that is there, or you can get really fucking unlucky and shafted and get the trolls, which is what we ended up getting. So, what we're doing instead is we're going down to the bottom, the basement of the castle, to see if the boss in there is easy, and maybe that can give us a couple of runes or some extra upgrades, a better weapon, something like that, to fight the god-awful fucking awful shit fucking stupid trolls. Now what's happening is we haven't actually got any flask upgrades yet, so these church icons here, that is where we're going to go to upgrade our Flask of Crimson Tears, as the game likes to call it, even though S's flasks are better in my opinion. But this is where we're going to go to upgrade our flasks. As you can see, the Fortnite Storm fucking video game mechanic is coming in, which is the thing that's stopping us from like wandering around every single part of the map. So yeah, that's a little cool Fortnite gaming references, huh? Yeah? You guys like Fortnite? Yeah! So now we're just going around, killing all the easy enemies, getting runes, getting leveled up, getting the good weapons. That is all we're doing. Also head up a church too. Now what is happening is the end of day 1 is approaching and we need to go to this little white tree zone here, this little safe zone, to fight the boss of day 1. First need to kill some enemies, like just some normal ads, and then the boss will spawn after we've killed them all. And the cool thing about this game is that there are bosses from the other Dark Souls games. We've got fucking Smelter Demon, this is fucking awesome. So yeah, that is one of the cool things about this game, is that there's returning Dark Souls bosses, which is really awesome. But we managed to take him down, sadly, a little bit too easily. Sorry Smelter Demon. Now, no more messing around, the real game starts now. So, choose your big boy dormant power, and then after that day 2 will start, and now is the chance to go around, mop up all the bosses, all the difficult ones. There are the really tough ones that spawn as this little scary skull icon on the map, so we're heading around, taking a little tour around Limveld to kill all these little goons, all these little guys, to try and get to the max level before the day 2 is over. Now what has happened, as you can see, is I have died, okay? And what that means, I fucking suck at the game. I'm shit. But what can also happen is that you can get revived by your teammates, and unlike any other game where you have to push a button, wait there for 4 seconds, you can actually attack your teammates to get them back into the fight, get them back into the game, which I think is pretty awesome. It's another cool little game mechanic if you ask me. And now, ladies and gentlemen, what we can witness here is we have got our first legendary item, which is called a Wending Grace, which they're actually really rare. It's the highest rarity item of legendary, but this can actually bring you back from the dead if all of your team have died, which is pretty awesome. Nothing really crazy happened that much during day 2. Went around, killed all the easy enemies, got my racks up, you know, got the money up, killed some local wildlife, killed some fauna as well, and yeah, that's all that really happened. Getting the weapons, getting my build and everything sorted, just like that. One thing I haven't really had the chance to talk about is build, and unlike Elden Ring where you can go out and have a set weapon that you want to go for, everything like that, this is different. As you can probably tell, the weapon drops are random and each of the passives are also random. The build I'm going for is a fat man jump attack build, dealing a bunch of damage by jumping with power stance weapons. But I couldn't go for this build consistently because of all the weapons and passives I got, which is good and bad thing at the same time. It's quite debated in the community, but I don't mind it. It makes it unique, it makes it replayable, all that good stuff. Now when this boss dies and we touch that little blue goop in the middle, day 3 will start, and this is where the real game begins. This is where shit gets fucking cool. There is a night boss that we chose to hunt at the start of the day. This is the time where we are going to fight that boss, and this one in particular is fucking awesome. This is where all the build crafting comes into play. So the things we've been doing for the past 2 days, now is the chance to shine. This boss in particular, whole store, the night aspect, is a fucking awesome boss, but it can be quite difficult. He has 2 separate health bars, and this guy loves to aura farm. I'm not gonna take that away from him. The man does love to aura farm. And now the shape of night will transition into his phase 2. Arguably one of the coolest moments and coolest boss fights in the game. I'm just gonna let you guys sit back and watch this fight. And that is the end of the final boss of the game. I just wanted to show off that fight. It was a really cool fight. It's one of my favourites, absolutely. But now what happens is you get a cool little victory screen, and you get to see the path that all you and your teammates took. Where you get to see when you had your weapons, how many times you went down, how many revives. A lot of cool little stats. A nice cool picture to look at. Is pretty awesome. And now we will talk about relics. You get all these relics, which are like little power-ups you get at the end of each day. And you can sell these relics, nothing too crazy. These are all pretty dog shit, but yeah. Now, after we have come out of here, we are back in the round table hold. And these are the relics, okay? If you can only take 3 of them with you, ignore these 3. I'll talk about them later, okay? 3 relics that you could take, and they do various things from increasing your stats to increasing different damage types that you have, or weapon damage types, things like that. A lot of cool, unique passive effects that can increase and change the way you play the game, which I think is pretty cool as well. And a lot of the colours, meaning that you can only put certain colours with certain characters, things like that, again, to change the build variety, and a lot of cool things you can do with that. A lot of the relics I have are pretty dog shit, it is all luck based like I mentioned, but a cool thing nonetheless, and a cool thing to grind for as well. Another thing in the round table that you can see is remembrances. They are like little story missions for each of the 8 characters in the game. As you can see, I haven't done them all, but another really cool piece of content that isn't just the main game. You can kind of chill, do the story missions for each character. That is also quite a cool thing to do. And now, Fashion Souls. This is where you can get your drip to look cool, to look awesome. Another cool feature of the game. You've got a thing called Merc, which is like the currency. I have fucking loads of Merc. That is what you can use to spend on outfit. In order, Wilder, he uses great swords. He's a pretty cool guy. He's got a grappling hook and a big boom blast as his ultimate ability. Then a Guardian. He's a big guy with big shield, he's a little bird guy. His ultimate's really good for getting up teammates, things like that. Iron Eye, little bitch, is a bow and arrow user. Has a cool ability where he leaves a mark on people that lets him do bonus damage. Duchess, glass cannon, does a lot of damage, can't take a lot of damage. Invisibility ultimate, which is pretty cool. Raider, my boy, big guy, big weapon, big cool ability one where he summons a giant like tombstone from the ground. Revenant is, I don't know, a pretty small person who can fucking summon skeletons and stuff like that, not bad. Recluse, magic user, does cool magic stuff, and then Executor, a cool edgy katana guy. Over in this part of Roundtable Hold is the Small Jar Bazaar, which basically is this little cool pot guy, and you can get different chalices, which the chalices basically mean you can equip different relic types. I've got them all here, and lots of different emotes, and also the relics, many relics you can get. You can also gamble. When we get down to the bottom here, you can gamble for more relics, so the merc, the currency, you can use that to get more relics, which is pretty cool. Personally, I don't use it. I'm just buying all the emotes because they're pretty cool. And that's mainly it for the Small Jar Bazaar. Now, when you're choosing your hunt and you come down to the bottom here, you will see these purple bosses. What they are? Those are Everdark Sovereigns. So they've basically been releasing, every week, they've been releasing a new amped up version of the bosses that are already in the game. The Everdark Sovereigns are different from the regular versions of the boss, where they have a third phase. Most of the time, Everdark Sovereigns will spawn in already in their second phase, and they will spawn in with a third phase. They are much, much harder than the normal version of the boss. In terms of the actual game, days 1 and day 2, pretty much exactly the same. You still go around collecting gear, things like that, slaying all the bosses, doing that kind of thing. But this run itself wasn't too crazy. Thankfully, our castle in the middle was a Crucible Knight one, so killing them is pretty easy, getting max level by the end of the day. A lot of souls off the start, which is ideal. Also, our boss was Gaping Dragon for the first day. That was pretty awesome. Yes, I did die, it's quite embarrassing. But Gaping Dragon, fucking Dark Souls 1 reference, is pretty awesome. But the play with this build is using Executor to abuse those status effects. He has very high arcane, so double katanas, frostbite, poison, bleed, all that good stuff. Absolutely slay the day away against all those enemies. Fair. Then, coming into day 3, fighting that Everdark Sovereign. Especially with this one, the Gaping Jaw is much, much harder. That is very difficult. And in the fight you're about to see, I got absolutely carried, which I'm not afraid to admit it. 2 raiders did pretty well. But these Everdark Sovereigns will beat your ass if you're not careful. I mean, it certainly did to me. You can see that yourself. But yeah, they're a very fun addition to the game. There's a lot of them. There's, well, 7 of them out of the 8 bosses that are here. Hopefully they add the Kjolster one, that'd be pretty awesome. But yeah, Everdark Sovereigns are very fun in my opinion. Now, on to Deep of Night. That is the ultimate hard mode challenge for this game. Many things are different. Main thing is, to start off with, there are 5 ranks. Imagine it like a rank mode in any other game. 5 ranks, 1 all the way to 5. 5 being the toughest, 1 being the easiest. In Deep of Night, you can have 6 relics instead of 3, and trust me, you're going to need all the help that you can get. That is very useful that you can have an extra 3. Leaving that to 6. Main thing with my relics are, these are a little bit different. I'm getting +4 for my holy damage, so that's the idea of the build I'm going for. Also, getting the Dormant Power discovers more daggers, so I can discover them easily. And yeah, a lot of these also do have a negative. So some of the ones I have are no negatives, some of them do have a negative. So that's something that you're going to need to watch out for when you are making your relic builds, making you think a lot more. Another relic downside that I have is that every time I take damage, I get sleep build up. So thankfully, because everything's basically going to kill me in 1 or 2 hits, so I'm not going to have to worry about the sleep build up. But man, let me tell you, this mode is tough. I'm in depth 3, and oh my goodness, you're going to see me getting 1 hit a lot. It is fucking insane, this mode. That's. And now what you're seeing, whoa, the cream of the crop, the piece de resistance of the fucking hard mode is the red enemies. The fucking red enemies will beat your ass so many times you will see the colour red so fucking much. You will just see red, that's for fucking sure. But these guys are so much more difficult, more health, more damage, all that shit, and oh my goodness. I don't even need to... as you can see, I'm getting my fucking ass beat by these guys, because yeah, these guys are very difficult. So much so that we had to just leave and come back later, because these guys are fucking... They're so good at giving you professional ass whipping. Now after we finally killed the red version of the boss, we now get access to red weapons, which for a start you need to be level 7 to use, which I am nowhere near. I'm still level 5 on the first day. But the cool thing about the red weapons are that they have 2 positive passive effects, which is great. However, there is one downside which will completely change the way you play the game. For example, the one that I'm picking up is physical impaired damage negation, 8% down, so I take 8% more physical damage. And now the storm is coming in. On the first day, we're level 5. This run was so cooked, honestly. This is so over. It's fucking Jovar. Getting my ass beat by the boss and the ads and Centipede Demon. This boss fight took us like 5 minutes to do. It took us so unbelievably long. Call me bad, call me whatever you want, but I can't even make a single mistake! I get killed in one hit by anything, even the fucking basic bitch enemies. It's insane. But it doesn't matter, now I'm locked in, I'm ready to go. See, it's not just a skill issue. Maybe I actually am good at the game. Whoa, what was that? What was that? Sorry? So after that performance, we ran around and collected some more treasures in time for the end of the day. And after really struggling so far against the Deathrite Bird, it was time to lock in again and try and kill him. And with the painstaking 2 days behind us and the team, it was time to challenge Libra. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the time you took to watch this. And stick around, I might be uploading soon.